struggle for freedom. The Turkish state brings international shame upon itself for every single day that Öcalan and other prisoners are kept in jail. A world so cruel that it can stand by as the Israeli state kills and kills and kills and kills children, women, and men in Gaza. A world ruled by money, where every aspect of life is shaped by the desire to expand money to gain profit. A world that is destroying itself. A world in which we humans have made our own extinction a real and urgent danger. A world in which money has never spoken so loudly and so vulgarly. The world today is a dark, dark place. And that is why it is so important to rejoice in the lights that shine in the dark, in the movements that walk in the opposite direction against the cruel rule of money. For me, in this moment, there are two great lights in the sky. One is the Kurdish freedom movement. The other is the Zapatista movement in Mexico. But when we look closer, we see that in fact there are thousands, probably millions, of groups pushing in similar directions. We are all trying to create a light against the dark. We are all trying to reclaim the world, our world, from the murderous rule of money, to take it back before it is too late, to take it back before we no longer exist. And that is why the Kurdish movement and the Zapatista movement are so important for those of us who are neither Kurds nor indigenous, because their force and their ideas give us courage to go on fighting for a world based on the recognition of human dignity. Of course, I am not saying that these movements are perfect. Like any movement, they have their contradictions and their tensions. But there are 5 characteristics that are at the center of this light shining in the dark. They are movements that are anti-capitalist, anti-state, anti-patriarchal, anti-ecocidal, and anti-nationalist. First, anti-capitalist, opposed to the rule of capital, which expresses itself most obviously in the rule of money. Capital is the name we give to a form of social cohesion, a form of coming together in society to peace. Meaningful peace must be built on social transformation. Thirdly, These lights are anti-patriarchal. Öcalan is right when he says that the slavery of women is the oldest slavery in the world. Both the Kurdish freedom movement and the Zapatistas have put the transformation of the role of women in society at the center of their struggles. Without that, there can be no freedom. And this means the radical transformation of how we live and how we relate to one another, the creation of a world based on the mutual recognition of all humans' dignities. Fourthly, the light of these movements is anti-ecocidal. Based capitalism is profoundly ecocidal, based on the destruction and exploitation of other forms of life and of all the nature that is essential to our own survival. In order to survive, we have to recover and develop a harmonious relation with the natural world around us. And fifthly, anti-nationalist. This is important because nationalism is both the most violent aspect of everyday capitalist oppression and the force that has done more than anything else to break people's struggles against against capitalism. Both the Zapatistas and the Kurdish movement have proclaimed their anti-nationalism. The Zapatistas are still called the Zapatista Army of National Liberation, but in practice they have rejected the idea of national liberation long ago. The struggle for humanity, they say, the struggle for humanity is global. The struggle for humanity is in all places, at all times. And Öcalan expresses this beautifully in the sociology of freedom. He expresses his rejection, not just of nationalism, but of any form of identitarian politics, when he says freedom in the true sense is the transcendence of the distinction between us and others. So this, for me, is the great light in the sky, in this dark, dark, dark sky that brought me here, over 11,000 kilometers, not the light that I was expecting to see. Let's abandon our reading group in Öcalan. Let's abandon our plan, my plan to teach together with my friend Sergio Tischler and Assise Aslan, who is of course Kurdish, on a course on commune against the state, the Kurds and the Zapatistas. That is one possibility, but I cannot do that. I cannot do that because what I have read and heard about Rojava, what I have read of Öcalan, my involvement with the Kurdish Academy of Social Science in Eindhoven, Holland, all these things will not allow me to do it. All these things say, no. This great light is still there. And the other possibility, so one possibility to say, oh no, it was a mistake, a long way, I'll be tired afterwards. No? The other possibility is to reveal my true identity. And my true identity is that I am not, you probably think I'm a professor. In reality, no, I am a fairy godmother. I am a fairy godmother, and I think the organizers understood this when they invited me to come here. And when you are invited to a conference as a fairy godmother, then you have a responsibility to make a wish for the movement that invited you, to express your desire. And my wish is this: in all the difficult and detailed and important negotiations with the Turkish state, which I support completely, I wish, please, that you do not de-radicalize yourself, that you never forget how special you are, that you understand that for us who live in Mexico and live in Latin America and live all over the world, that the Kurdish movement is a very special movement that shines with a special light. The light of dignity, the light of dignity's rage against the dark world. So please, do not forget that. Do not lose sight of how wonderful you are. Do not lose sight of how the people of the world are looking to you for hope. And for this, I have flown over sea and land to Istanbul. For this, I have come to express my enthusiastic support for Öcalan and his liberation, for the Kurdish freedom movement, and for the process of peace. Spas, teşekkür ederim.